I have three Simmons scopes to review. I have a 8-point, a 22 mag, and a 44 mag. These are three different price points. The 8-point's sort of a low-end budget one, somewhere between 25 to 50 bucks. The Simmons 22 mag is close to 50, 60, 70 bucks depending on where you get it, and the 44 mag can be anywhere on sale for 140 to 160 bucks. Here we have them side by side. This is the 8-point, this is the 22 mag, and this is the 44 mag. The 22 mag is also available in black. I just happened to get a silver one on sale. They all came with a lens cleaner, and they all have this bikini strap, so it's easy to take the lens covers off. The 44 mag has a sunshade, so this comes off and you can fit that back on, and the bikini strap does fit on it with or without the sunshade. That just screws on. The cheaper 8-point here, this is a 3x9. Okay, so it shows it there. A 3x9 and 32 objective lens. That's the diameter of the lens that is here. And you can adjust the focus right here. So 3 and that's 9. You can also adjust the ocular end of the focus. That's for your nearsighted, your farsightedness, your eyesight. That is not the focus of the your target for your objective lens. That's a different thing. The parallax on this is about 50 yards, and the turrets here, they should say the windage and the elevation adjustment here, it's basically a simple 1 click per quarter MOA. See if I can get that in the camera. Okay, so there's no numbers on it. Basically it's like looking at the dial on a clock. You're gonna have to remember where you're at if you're changing your yardage. If you maybe zero it at 50 yards, you're gonna have to remember where that is. There's no indications, no numbers or anything like that. It's a pretty well defined click, so you can feel it when it clicks. And that's a 1/4 MOA per click. That's about a 1/4 inch at 100 yards. That's an 1/8 of an inch at 50 yards, 8 clicks for an inch at 50 yards. This 22 mag is a step up from the 8-point, and what you get is on your windage and elevation knobs, you actually get numbers. So let me see if I can get that in there. So you've got numbers here. So if I zero this at 50 yards and I happen to sample and shoot, and I know that it's 24 clicks, about 6 MOA up to 100 yards, then I can just turn that dial and I can get that over there. If you zero it and you maybe got to add a couple clicks, you can go over and do the same thing to your upper yardage. So that's a handy convenience. I think that makes this a little bit better than the 8-point. And this also has an adjustable objective lens, so you can set the focus and parallax here. It still has the 3 to 9 magnification adjustment here, and the same thing with the your eye focus. I will say that the 22 mag comes with these rings, and you say, great, you know, what a bargain, it comes with the rings, I save money. This is junk. Just forget about it. Other people have mentioned it too. These rings are terrible. They're not going to hold a zero. They're just going to move around on you. Get some better rings. Now for the 44 mag, which is roughly 2.5, 3 times more than the price of the 22 mag, you get a bigger objective lens. So this is 44 millimeters, and you need that bigger lens because this has got a much higher zoom. This particular one is a 6 to 24 magnification, and you change the magnification just like the other ones. It's got a little thumb piece on there. You can kind of see it right there where it's easier to grab and feel where it's at. One of the things about this, and something that you learn the hard way, is that just because it says 66 to 24 magnification doesn't mean you're going to see well at 24 magnification. About what I would describe the magnification at 24x is a bit fuzzy. So Probably 18x is about the highest that you're going to feel comfortable to shoot. If you're not shooting, I shoot at targets, and I shoot at the range, and I shoot for a couple hours. And if I'm at a high magnification like 24x on this for quite a while, the optics on this just isn't quite up to snuff for that high of a magnification. But at 18x, it's pretty comfortable, and I can see where I'm hitting at 100 yards, and I don't have to keep looking through a spotting scope. The focus is here on the left, so you don't have to reach over. You don't have to reach over and turn that that ring over on the objective lens like on the 22 mag. You had to turn that right there. Here it's on the left hand side, and the yardage markers or yardage measurements here are not exact. Say 50 yards, it ended up being a little bit just past 50 yards. You also, just like with the 22 mag, you've got the dial indicator for the windage and elevation, which is nice. I like that. You can feel the clicks on there, which helps when if you're wearing ear protection. You have to really feel it. This side here is a little bit tight. I can't feel it as much. There's actually O-rings on there and everything to help seal with the water. So the 44 mag is definitely worth more than the 22 mag, and the 22 mag is worth more than the 8-point. One of the things about the 8-point not being able to change the focus, if you do indoor shooting at very, very small targets, which sometimes I do, I'll shoot at multiple dime-sized targets indoor, and you really have to, in order to get a focus below 30-40 yards on this, you have to zoom out, so you can't zoom in that much when you're indoor. Other than that, all of these scopes I've shot on 22 rifles, and I have not had a problem with them holding their zero, and they've done well for me. They are worth what you are paying for it. And just keep in mind that these are not expensive scopes. These are, in my opinion, budget scopes. This is not an expensive Leupold or Nikon scope. You are getting what you're paying for. It's pretty good bang for the buck. Do not expect ultra clarity out of a $140, $150 24 magnification scope. You're not likely to be happy with that. Let me try to get something to illustrate what I'm talking about, what the clarity looks like. Okay, so I've taken this crayon and I've drawn a black line here, and let me make it basically a little plus mark. So if I was looking at this through a high zoom and I zoomed in, let me try to zoom in here. Okay, that should look pretty clear and you should be able to see. But when you've got a lens, or this happens like with cheap telescopes too, people trying to look at planets, you look and you zoom in, and what you end up with are these things that kind of like look like this, and as you zoom in you get these different colors, almost like an old projection screen where the little guns on the inside the projection screen are not lined up. So this is the kind of thing that you'll see when you're using a inexpensive scope like this and you're zooming in to 24 magnification. You're going to see something that looks like that instead of something that looks like that. However, like I said, for the amount of money that I paid for it, I'm using this at about 18x magnification, and it's doing fine for me.